Today what we're discussing is why talent always wins. Um, People say that there's like a talent in R&B, there's like a talent in rap. Talent always wins. Even the people that y'all think ain't as talented are gonna be ahead of their peers usually. Now, there will actually be some slight hate in this episode. I mostly try to give love, but it's all you gotta. You got. It's gonna be a little bit of hate in this episode. So check me out. All right, we're gonna start with R&B, right? In R&B today, you have plenty of talent. You have her. You have Summer Walker. You have SZA. You have Coco Jones. You have your Leon Thomases. You have your Daniel Caesars. Excessively talented. All of these people have extreme talent. They're newer, last decade or so been out acts, and they're extremely talented. Then you have your acts that aren't as talented musically, but they can make really good music, like your Bryson Tillers. Bryson Tiller is a very good example. Giveon is another example. Neither one of these two can have the best vocals, but they make extremely good music. And I'm not a. I like Bryson Tiller and Giveon. I like both of their albums that just came out. I like Bryson Tiller a lot. Let me just put that out there. I do like his music a lot, but to act like he's a strong vocally would be disingenuous. Um, there's much better vocalists out there. Leon Thomas is one of the best vocalists we've had in the last decade. Same with Leon. Same with Daniel Caesar. Lucky Day. Also, Summer Walker and her talent levels are very, very high over the, especially in this last decade. Coco Jones has a lot of talent, very good vocalist. But I also want to say that hard work sometimes will beat talent, but talent is always going to be needed. Even if Bryson Tiller isn't the best singer, his song structure, the way he puts songs together, his ability to rap and sing, his ability to entertain, is a talent. You know what I, know what I mean? I think in R&B, being able to sing is gonna stand out above everything, but it's still a talent to be able to just even put songs together, to be able to songwrite it in general. Babyface is one of my favorite artists ever. He's in my top five favorite musical people in history. Babyface is up there with me. Stevie Wonder might be the only person ahead of him as far as R&B is concerned, especially. Um, Babyface projects aren't always the greatest. Now, there's two of his projects I really like. Um, the Day I really like. That's one of my favorite R&B albums. But his talent is playing instruments, singing, and being able to write songs. He could write songs for women. He could write songs for men. He gave hits to Tony Braxton. Gave hits to Whitney Houston. He gave hits to everybody. You know what I mean? LaFace was a label. Like he was talented beyond just being able to sing and play instruments. Just all he put it all together. Talent will always win. So we can't act like there's no talent in today's R&B. That's disingenuous. Now somebody who pisses me off is Brent Fayez. I ain't gonna lie to you. He sings very odd. He sings extremely off key, which is weird because even because we have all these instruments today, we got auto tune. The studios are really equipped in advance, so the fact that he sings off key means that you don't even care, which bothers me a little bit. Now I mean that shit bothers me a little bit because you should care. You should at least care enough to try to be on key when you sing. He's one of the only people that does that I can't get into as far as new music because I don't feel like he even tries some. This will probably be the first hate you hear from me, but I can't get with Brent Fayez. Salute to him. I wish him success, but the way he sings off key and doesn't try to be on key, doesn't try to get vocally stronger, um, bothers me. A little more hate is gonna come out of here. Um, I seen a post on X that said that Rihanna was the start of talent not mattering in black music because she couldn't songwrite, she couldn't sing, she couldn't dance, she couldn't perform. So I don't completely disagree, but her being able to put it together as a talent in itself, you could say the same thing about someone like Cardi B, even though I do think Cardi B does some of her writing. I, even if she didn't, the way to being able to put it together and people to um, get into you personally is still a talent. But I can't understand why somebody would say that Rihanna is the first person that started the black people not having to do anything except be pretty or be attractive to be able to make decent music. She Because before her, if you think about it, everyone either was a great songwriter, great at playing instruments, great at both, great singer or at least decent singer, um, great performer, great dancer, and she didn't possess any of those. So I do understand people's frustration with that. Even if I don't fully agree with the post, I do understand the gist of it. I do understand the gist of it. This is why when people say she needs to do a versus with somebody like Beyonce, it's no way because Beyonce's performance is gonna be so. Remember when Locks and Dipset had a versus and y'all thought that Dipset, me too, that Dipset had a better shot because they had a lot of hits and they had a lot of records. But the performance was such a big difference between Dipset and the Locks. It would be kind of the same with Rihanna and Beyonce. Beyonce is an incredible performer. She's 101. She's one of the best vocalists ever. I don't know why people act like she's not one of the best singers we've ever had. And she would it wouldn't be close. And that's nothing against Rihanna and all the progress she's made and all the hits she's had. It wouldn't be close. Even if Rihanna puts out the better song in versus the Beyonce's uh, performance is gonna offset all of that. Let's be clear there. All right. We're also gonna talk about talent in rap. Now, talent in rap is a little bit different because you have to be at least a good songwriter. If people know you're not writing your rhymes, there's gonna be a lot of backlash to that. This is the reason why I've never been able to say Kanye is one of the top 15, 10 best rappers of all time. Too many people wrote his rhymes. He's one of the best hip hop acts and artists we've had, just like a Dr. Dre. But he's not the best rapper because he too many people wrote his rhymes. Now people try to say the same thing about Drake, but Drake has wrote songs for other people. Drake writes most of his rhymes. I think a lot of that Drake shit is just speculation and hate because a lot of people don't like Drake for whatever reasons. I mean, I understand the reasons. I'm just saying I think that he writes a lot of his music. Kanye doesn't and has admitted to not writing a lot of his music, so I can never put him top 10 and top 15. But he's very talented. He's one of the best producers, if not the best producer in hip hop history. He's just extremely talented. But I'm gonna talk about talent in today's rap. Now, a lot of people look at the newer acts like your Rod Waves, your NBA Young Boys, your 21 Savages, your G Herbos, your Kodak Blacks, and your Gunners, all of them, your little babies, and look at them and say there's no talent there. The problem with this is that even if they're not lyrically super strong, there is talent there. The ability to write songs, ability to put songs together is a talent. And from what I understand, all these people write their own music. Um, Herbo is better lyrically than most people give him credit for too. Kodak Black is much better lyrically than people give him credit for too. Um, the Rod Wave and Young Boy's ability to put songs together and make people feel their music is a talent in itself. Young Boy isn't the best lyricist, but he isn't a horrible he isn't horrible either. You know what I mean? So, no, I mean it's just he is great at what he does. So to act like the new generation is talentless is also disingenuous. It's a lot of talent. It's just not as focused as good music is. Now, back in the day, they tried to equate good music with talent, which was not always the case. A lot of people that were very talented couldn't always make the best music. Whitney Houston, before Babyface became her songwriter, could not make very great music. She was a much better singer than a Janet Jackson, but Janet Jackson was musically better. Her albums were better. She has more classic albums. So it wasn't just talent. I'm not saying Janet Jackson isn't talented because she's very talented, but Whitney was on another level as far as her vocals. One of the best vocalists, if not the best vocalist we've ever heard, and couldn't put it together in an album. She needed Babyface to really help with that. So that's what I mean with that. Talent will always be important, but hard work will supersede talent in a lot of cases. What else do I want to get at about this in this topic? That was mainly it as far as that goes. I want to again show love to all the HBCUs. Got the Virginia Union hat on today. I always got to show love to the HBCUs. Um, I want to tell y'all check out my website rootedandfly.com, rootedandfly.shopify.com, promoting black businesses. Um, any new artists or new acts that want me to preview their music, I will do that too. I will definitely do that. Oh, last thing we're gonna do also, I gotta do a booth review on Kodak Black's newest project, Lloyd Banks' newest project, Sauce Walker project, and West Side Guns Hills Have Eyes 3. Kodak Black's newest project is very good. The first 7 songs are amazing, actually. The first 7 songs are great. It's just long. 20 songs. One of the songs is 9 minutes. The Prison Deformed song. Um, it's a long, and then he plays with styles a little much, so it gets a little bit of a rough listen towards the end. But Kodak Black album is pretty good to me. I'm a big Kodak fan. As far as the younger generation goes, Kodak, Herbo, probably my two favorite younger artists. ESTG, Kodak Black, G Herbo, and ESTG are probably my favorite artists that are younger than me. Yeah, everyone else I like is very close to my age. I fuck with Lucci. Lucci like right the same age as me though. Now I mean close to it. But yeah, Kodak album, I'll probably say it's 7.5 streams out of 10. That's what I'll give it, 7.5 streams out of 10. If it was if it was 13 songs, it would have been 10. We got to talk about that too. Y'all stop making y'all projects so long. 13 songs is perfect. There's a lot of albums that I review that if they were shorter, they would be 10 stream projects instead of 7 or 6 or something like that. Kodak Black first 7 songs on this project is fire, but it's 21 songs. That's a rougher listen than a quick 13 song project, and every song is heat. I know people are chasing streams and chasing numbers, but Kodak Black had that issue. Sauce Walker also just had that issue. His project is good. It's just too many songs, and there's gonna be skips when you put 20+ songs on a project. It's almost impossible. It happens, but it's rare that you put 20+ songs on a project and there's no skips. Know what I mean? So get these projects shorter. I also will give Sauce Walker's project 6.5 streams. It starts off strong, like I said about Kodak's project. It's just too many skips. It's too long. 21+ songs. You don't need that many songs to have a good project. Sauce Walker, get that project down to 11 and 12. You're talking about 8 or 9, maybe 10, probably 8 or 9 stream project. Now, I mean, we got to get these projects shorter. The best projects this year, outside of Lloyd Banks' project, have all been under an hour long. And again, and have all been, yeah, all have been under an hour long. My favorite projects this year have all been under an hour long. So far this year, my favorite projects have been Clips Let God Sort 'Em Out, which was about 45 minutes. Mozzie Intrusive Thoughts, which was about 50 minutes. Um, Lloyd Banks AON 3, which was over an hour and 5 minutes. Usually I don't like usually the projects are shorter than that, but that was a really good project. Um, and Step Brothers for Life, Starlito and Don Trip, which was under an hour to about 55 minutes. Under an hour is a good is better for projects. These 2021 song projects are not needed. Um, Lloyd Banks dropped again, Halloween Havoc 6. I'm gonna say that's about 8.5 streams. It's almost as good as AON 3, which I gave 9 streams. It's just the highs ain't as high. And a lot of times Lloyd Banks sounds like one song is going into the next song. It sounds like one running song sometimes. This project was pretty good though. Short and sweet. He's lyrically on point. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'll probably give Banks Project 8.5 streams. Still one of the best 10 projects this year. That's crazy. He has a top 3 project and a top 10 project this year. Banks is on fire this year. Let's put that out there. What else we gonna get at? Who else? Oh, and West Side Gun, Hills Have Eyes 3. Short, precise, 25 minutes. Got Rome Streets on there. Got Benny on there. Got Stove God Cooks on there. And all three of them had amazing verses on this project. All three, he gave them all a position to shine on his album. West Side Gun is always good about that. Always a great beat picker. One of the best beat pickers we've ever seen. Um, so I'd probably say his project's about 7.5 streams out of 10. I'm not gonna say it's higher than that because it's too short. 25 minutes, not long enough. It is better than Hills Have Eyes 2 though. I wasn't a huge fan of Hills Have Eyes 2. This one is better. Stove God Cooks. I can't wait for the album to deliver us some fire on there. Great verse. Benny taking shots at Gibbs is always entertaining. Them taking shots back and forth. Um, Rome Streets, I always like to hear verses from him. I loved his album earlier this year. Rome Streets is probably my second favorite Griselda member, and he's not loved enough. Bodie James and Rome Streets are my two favorite Griselda members, and they get the less love for some reason. That's just crazy. What else we gonna get at? What else? What else? What else? I think that was all I really wanted to talk about. Just like and subscribe. Yeah, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. There's plenty of content coming. Learning how to use CapCut. Now, I mean, I just did this because I need a media space for people that actually love hip hop, all the forms of hip hop, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 10s now, um, that love old school hip hop, real hip hop, R&B, old school R&B, new R&B, trap music, drill music. I like all the music if it's good. Now I mean, so I wanted more media spaces like this that are going to actually have knowledge of the space. There's too many media figures that are just stuck in one box. They only know one type of music. So I wanted to create a space for people that listen to all of it. All it has a space in black music. It all got a space. It all got a point. It all is important. Um, and not enough of the good music is brought to the forefront. The media pushes a lot of bullshit and only bullshit. Now they don't push nothing that needs to be pushed, and I've never appreciated that about this new media. And more of it is gossipy and about rumors and not about the actual music and how good the music is. Nobody's doing real solid album reviews. Nobody cares about the albums. They're calling everything a classic or garbage. There's no in between. There's no just good albums. There's no great albums. Everything is just garbage or a classic. So that's why I'm trying to create a space to get more of that. Yeah, like and subscribe, and that's it.